We're live.
Hey, we did it.
Back to
Hi.
Friday.
Yay. Friday.
Oh yeah, that's right,
here.
because the last one was on a different day.
It was on Sunday, yeah. So it's only been a couple days. Well, 4. But, you know,
How you been? It's been forever.
it has literally been forever.
Good. It's finally getting warm here again. It's Pride weekend for San Francisco.
So it's like super busy.
Whoa.
It will be, yeah. Going on like the train tomorrow and Sunday is going to be like I've done it every year, and it's a nightmare. It's like Tokyo level of crammed in there.
I bet.
But everyone's wearing glitter.
Cool.
And
So you're just
half
coming out of the
people-
train every
half
day
the
covered in
people are
glitter.
shirtless. They're also all screaming and singing and drinking.
So like Tokyo. Got it.
There's no way that's like Tokyo.
No.
St.
Scream.
Patty's Day, got it.
Yeah, St. Patty's Day. There you go. Like New York, I guess. Just in general.
Yeah, so I have that to look forward to, but you know, big party in the city, that'll be fun like usual.
Happy Pride Day. What are you prideful of, Sean?
Uh, gay people?
That's
I don't
it.
know what's
Good
the
answer.
answer.
Good
there.
answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I love the
I was
family
clapped
feud.
there, but I had
Yeah,
to stop.
good answer.
Even when they know it's a bad answer, there's like that hesitation, and then there's
Yeah.
like, good answer.
Yeah, there's some awkward.
Brother.
There's awkward stuff there for sure. Just like that's
Yep.
such a bad answer, but they have
That's not
to.
gonna be up there, but we're supposed to clap after every response. Yep.
Yeah, number 1 on the board. Exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything going on with you guys?
No. E3's over, so I've been catching up on what other outlets' opinions on like the shows have been and stuff, and that's been kind of neat. I mean, as you would expect, pretty samey. Everybody has kind of similar opinions of the different shows because we all watch the same thing. So, you know,
Yeah.
there's that. But I think the general consensus is that Microsoft was the most outstanding because nobody knew what to expect, pretty much. I think that's pretty much what everybody's thinking anyway. And also that TDP had the best show, the best E3 recap.
They're all saying that. They're all
Yeah, I
saying
heard
that.
a
They're
number
all
of
saying
outlets.
it. Yeah.
We
Came out like 3 days after E3 itself happened, but you know.
And I mean,
that's
it's humbling, but like they got to tone it down a little bit. It's a little embarrassing.
just
my mailbox
drowning
is full of awards. And
My
I'm just like,
voicemail's always full of cheers.
John, do you remember that one time you came over and we were playing some games on Xbox and we just went through like some of the weird voicemails people have left you? The like weird just voice messages.
Oh yeah, the Xbox voice messages. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
oh,
weird.
weird.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about voice chats.
Yeah.
I guess messages specifically, because I still use Party Chat. I totally forgot about like sending voicemails on like the 360.
It's
And they
funny
were-
because like if you load it up in Xbox One, it'll say like this won't work. You have to load it up in a 360 to listen to it.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Or yeah,
They were just like weird, silly, incoherent things. Like none of them were particularly rude. But yeah.
that's good. I mean, that's what you would hope for, right?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I would think so. I think it's a little more personal when it's not text. When you're actually putting your voice out there. It's just another layer of like, I should probably tone it down a little bit. Well, you would think, and then you go online games where they have their mics open, and holy shit,
Yep.
some of them are real bad.
But you just never turn your headset on.
Yeah. Yep, it's true. Turn all chat off all the time. That's what I do anyway.
Yep, I'm usually in like a party chat with someone else anyway.
Yep, for sure. Yeah.
I'm trying to decide. I'm going to go to a movie probably this weekend. I'm trying to decide between Jurassic World
Mhm.
2 or Tag.
I don't know which one that is.
That's the one about the real life 30-year-old game of tag some friends were playing.
Yeah.
It's got
They
like
both-
Oh,
Jeremy Renner and Ed Helms in it.
Yep.
oh,
They're both sitting at about 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
Probably
Okay.
gonna be more fun.
That would be my vote.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. I mean, they're both going to be free anyway, so I'll see them both at some point. Because why not?
Yeah. Homer's saying Tag
Homer-
is good, but I don't believe him. I think he's lying.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Someone's asking, have you seen Incredibles 2? Yes. Yes, I have.
This is the Sean we're talking about here. Of course, he saw Incredibles too.
It's a good movie. All right, let's do a podcast.
Okay.
Actually, right before that, ARM update.
Yeah.
I just came back from the doctor.
Oh.
Same cast.
Okay.
They didn't do anything. Didn't open up or whatever. It's just everything's looking good, and there won't be an ARM update for 3 weeks. And the next update will be I'm not in the cast anymore.
Cool. Good to hear.
At that tomorrow will be the halfway point, and then just wait it out.
Cool,
Wait it
man.
out. Yep.
Glad to hear.
All right, let's do the top down perspective. June 22nd. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And John, what have you been playing? got
Nothing
2
in my
weeks to
free
talk about it.
time. Oh, I guess 2 weeks. Well, if we're gonna talk 2 weeks, then
yeah.
Shaq-fu, A Legend Reborn,
Hell yeah.
everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
They love it
you
so much.
Finished it, you said, right?
Finished it, yeah. I played the game on stream on hard, and then realized that it was awful and like not even remotely fun to do that. So I switched it back down to normal and played in my free time, and it was an okay experience.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, that game is very casually racist, which
Cool,
was really
man.
weird.
Yeah.
It's really
man.
weird.
That's a 90s thing. Like, it seems like a lot of this game was maybe done with some 90s sensibilities.
I don't know. I'd say in 2018, I see plenty of racism. So I don't know if it's.
I wouldn't say casual racism. I would say just straight
Yeah, there's a
up
difference.
full-blown racism.
Yeah, casual racism's being like, oh yeah, saying that Shaquille O'Neal is a Chinese person who worked in a shoe factory
Okay.
and like weird things like that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some like pointing out differences between people and goofing on them is a little different than the 2018 racism I think you're referring to that I also see randomly.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that game, it's okay. I just would pay a sale price for it.
Yeah.
Other than that, what else did I play while I was gone? I played a little bit of the Splatoon 2 Octolings expansion.
I hear that's good.
It's all right. Yeah, it's really challenging.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
So
In a good
basically
way,
what
though?
this is, oh yeah, definitely. For those who have not heard of this is paid DLC expansion for Splatoon 2. I think it's about $20 Canadian-ish.
I heard 20 American, so
Okay, so then, 20 American, then probably
75 Canadian.
It's just the price of 5 games in America, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
30
Steam links for Octopath Traveler. No, not Octopath Traveler. I mean, I guess that's probably about 30 Steam links price as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way it works is that
Link.
you have 80 challenge rooms to clear, and they can be things as simple as like, oh, just get to the end and fight, like don't die while fighting enemies, or it'll be like, move this 8-ball through this physics-based track, and if it falls off, you lose a life.
That sounds like it could be frustrating, though. Is that?
Oh,
fun?
there's definitely some frustrating ones. There are definitely some rough ones. I haven't gotten to that challenge yet, but someone else showed footage of a challenge where you can't shoot back, and you basically have to dodge while you're on like a little plank for about a minute.
Okay. That one seems like it would be fun because it seems like everything is based on how well you're doing. When you do like the physicsy 8-ball one, that just seems like if the physics just kind of go wrong, that's out of your hands, and that could be frustrating.
Yeah, it did have that bit of an issue, at least the ones that I've done.
Like I remember all the Breath of the Wild like gyro ball temples. There was like 2 or something.
Yeah,
And I think just everyone hated those.
they were really funny when you glitched them though. Like my favorite one was the one that you had like a little maze you had to guide the ball through, or if you flipped the entire maze upside down, you just rolled it towards where it was supposed to go.
Right.
Yep.
It was pretty good. I recommend it. Otherwise, this week I have been playing Metal Wolf Chaos on the original Xbox.
Amazing.
Getting ready.
for the best game to come out this year.
Did they have a release date for that one?
Just this year.
Okay. February 22nd.
Yep, probably.
Yep.
Clearly in this year.
So how does that original version hold up?
Good.
Yeah.
The control scheme is awkward though, which I do wonder if that's going to be still the case in the remake.
That's what I'm worried about. More like, that's the one thing I want them to fix, and that's the same with oh my god, what's that? Killer 7 as well. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot about the Killer 7 remake. That's another thing that could use its
That's the
controls
one
tightened.
thing I want. That like, that's a rebuy for me instantly if they just fix that. So that's.
I do wonder if they're going to update some things too, because Travis Touchdown is in Killer 7, and he didn't exist as a character until a couple years later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like it was kind of like when that Destiny poster showed up in Halo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to do little fixes like that.
I hope so. That's the thing they need to revamp for sure.
Yeah. So for those who don't know what this is, Metal Wolf Chaos is a mech game done by the Armored Core guys, or I guess now the Dark Souls guys from Software.
Mm-hmm.
And you are the president of the United States of America, and you are a renegade mech pilot trying to save America from the vice president who has framed you. He is also a mech pilot. You have a mech where you can hold up to 8 weapons. And this is the weird thing. The control scheme is like you have to hit the B button to open your backpack, and then you use the triggers to rotate through your 2 backpacks to see what guns you want to pull out, and then hit B to close it, and then pull the triggers to fire. It is a little weird to get used to. I've definitely found points where I'll be running around and thinking I'm supposed to be firing, and then realize I'm just rotating through my backpack by accident.
Yeah. That's
the mech
frustrating.
It can be a little bit. The mech has a bunch of boosters. Trying to think of what else here. It's pretty mobile. You have like stomping attacks and stuff like that. It's like it controls really well. And the best / worst part about it is the voice acting.
Right.
Because it is basically like atrocious, like no voice direction voice acting, and that's what makes it amazing.
Okay. Do you think they'll keep that?
Oh yeah, they've already admitted it. That was they said
Okay.
like original voice track intact.
Oh, so they're not. Okay, they're not updating.
They're not
the VO
tampering
then.
with. They're not tampering with a classic.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I guess it makes no sense to update the VO now that I think about it. That'd be a weird thing to do.
As far as I know, this is a re-release they're doing, not a remake. If that helps, like.
Well, no.
clarify.
Well, they are updating the graphics though. So.
Well, they're upscaling it, right? They're not like building
Upscaling,
it
yeah.
again. Yeah.
So like it's that half step in between basically.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
But yeah, that was like the big thing. Like the cutscenes and the voice acting is perfectly intact, and that's what a lot of people are going to want it for.
Totally. That's what you should play that game for sure. Also, there's not a lot of mech games out right now, so that'll be cool to have another one again.
Well, yeah. Well, we're getting that, and then we're getting that. What's that one that the Switch is getting? Deus Ex Machina.
Damon Cross something Machina, I think.
Demon
Yeah,
Cross
something.
Machina, yeah, or Machina.
Yeah.
I think that one actually.
I don't
Yeah,
think there's a
it's-
cross in the name.
No, there isn't. There's an
definitely
X.
is.
There definitely is an
okay.
X.
All right, my mistake.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no. Stupid fun. We never got to finish it. We're about 4 stages away from beating it. The boss of New York was just messing us up for the longest time. And we're gonna finish that game on stream on the 4th of July, because what else is more American than that?
Yep. All right. That's pretty good.
I was about to make like a real dark joke, but I stopped myself.
Good call.
Damn it. Dark Sean's my favorite Sean.
Nah, no.
It's too far.
It was too far.
Okay. Fair enough.
He
Fair enough.
has restraint. That's pretty much all I've been playing.
Cool, man.
All right, Paul, why don't you continue us?
Yeah, I finished off Yoku's Island Express, and that game continues all the way to the end to just be a nice, charming little platformy pinball thing. I will say by the end, there are points where I'm just like, I just wish there wasn't any more platforming stuff, though. I just want to keep doing the pinball parts.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing: I could go back and finish it off 100%, because I got a lot of stuff. I'm probably at about 80 or so, maybe a little bit more. So I could finish it off. However, I don't like moving around that world because the fast travel system is garbage. And there's a
I
lot
don't
of
think so.
It's garbage. It's actually just terrible.
I don't think that's
It's-
true, but okay.
Yeah, it's actually terrible. So that's
Why is that?
holding me
Why is
back.
it so bad?
Because it's slow. When you're just like mopping up the last little things where you're going from one end to the other, it's just slow. It's too slow for me. And like I think it's just because the stuff in between now at that point is uninteresting because I don't need more fruits. I don't need more like stuff to do. I just need to finish off these last things, which is why I'm not going to 100% it. But that's not like taking away from when you're just playing through the normally. Like when you're playing through normally, it feels fine. It all makes sense and it all like leads in together really nicely and all that stuff. But at the very end, I just don't want to bother with the last little stuff. So that's all it is. So
I
if you're
didn't
gonna
100% it either. I got
yeah,
close.
if you're gonna do the 100%, I would just recommend maybe like doing it while you're playing the main game, while like there's still stuff like I don't know. There
Like
seems like a
quests to
nice
complete.
there seems like a nice finality to how that like little story ends, and it just feels like, well, I saw the thing. I don't need to talk to these people anymore. Like I did my job. I am the postmaster general, dude, or whatever. I still think that's one of the best games released this year, though. Like, bar none. It's just an amazing time, and I really, really hope more people check it out and talk about it. I don't think it's getting enough talk from big outlets as I would like, is probably my problem.
Yeah, it came out at a bad time too, like right before
Yeah.
E3, and a lot of like websites were like heading down for E3 because they have to get there early and stuff.
Yep.
So it wasn't the
Totally.
best time, but
And it's just a great Switch game. Like, I know you can play it on other stuff. I just recommend getting it on the Switch and having a little pinball Metroidvania thing to pick at every now and then. It's really, really good for that.
yeah, it's a good game.
It's very good. Other than that, last night I was playing the Crew 2 beta, because that's a thing that I
Okay.
preloaded.
Okay, I've been curious about this.
It's so fun. It's super,
Nice.
super fun.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Did you play the first Crew?
I played a little bit of it, but it came out at kind of a time where I just didn't want that, so I stopped.
I haven't played any Crew.
Okay, so it seems like the natural progression of that stuff, it's basically the same idea where there's different like cities that you can go to, and they all have different events you can participate in for like off-roading, driving, flying, that whole sort of thing, whatever vehicle you have unlocked at the time. And they all interconnect with each other, like through real roads that you can drive across America and like go to the different cities and participate in stuff, or just like do some weird side stuff. Like one of the things, I was going through like the salt flats between, I think, Vegas and LA. I don't remember what direction I was driving though. I was just kind of lost in the middle of nowhere. And there was just like a quest to take a picture of a condor. So I just looked around for a stupid condor for a while, and then went into photo mode, took the picture, got that done, got some followers from it, because their currency in that game is followers. So the more like crazy
All right.
shit you participate in and how good you do will gain you more followers, which will unlock more vehicles and sponsorships and all that sort of thing for you. I think the thing I like about it most, though, is you could just like drive a Honda Civic or like a Jeep Cherokee and like go cross country with some friends and just like have fun driving around in cars you could actually afford. It's pretty dope. All of the vehicles that I tried, there's like an area in a like desert, a rocky desert area where you're in like a 4x4 truck racing to the finish line as fast as you can. I tried a city driving, like just driving a sports car through a city as fast as you can.
Did you try any of the other vehicles?
I tried
'Cause
the
there's boats
flying.
and planes, right?
I tried a little bit of the flying. I don't like how the flying feels at all with keyboard and mouse. I have yet to do it. I was flipping back and forth with controller and keyboard and mouse to see how they felt. And none of it feels very good with keyboard and mouse. They all feel totally fine with a controller, which is kind of what I expected, because this is more of a console type game that was built that way. But the flying feels basically uncontrollable with the keyboard and mouse. I have yet to go back and do some more stuff with a controller, but the boating feels really, really fun as well. I really like how that feels. It feels kind of like a less arcadey, what's that game called? Hydro Thunder or whatever? which is
The
kind
boat
of
one, yeah.
yeah, which is kind of cool. Like they got that feeling pretty good, and it runs really really nice. It does cap at 60 for me for some reason. I'm wondering if maybe that's a beta thing or if that's just how Ubisoft intends
Wait,
it to
60
be.
is not enough?
I mean, it's fine. It's the minimum I would want it to cap at least. It's totally fine. I'm just saying that as far as I can tell, it caps at 60.
Okay. I feel like most of the time it's like, hey, if you got 60, awesome, but try not to go below 30.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm getting at is that when you go in the options for like frame rate cap, it's either 30 or 60. There's no like unlocked version that I could see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just as for people that like want the higher frame rates and stuff, just maybe they could let me know for some reason. Maybe the beta just didn't allow it or something, or I was looking the wrong place or something. But yeah, it ran at a full 60 the whole time on PC, ran totally nice, and I really like that thing. However, I don't know that it's, again, what I want at this time for a full price. I think this is something I would buy for maybe $20 to $30 and just have like a really, really good weekend in. But even from the like, I think I played about 4 or 5 hours last night. I'm probably good for a while, but I had a really good time doing it. So for whatever that's worth, I guess. If people were looking for a weird driving sim thing, this is not sim, but like an arcadey driving game. This is totally something they should probably look at. But for me, I don't think I'm going to continue on with it. I'm not going to get it right away. It seems like a sale game for me. That's it, though, for me. That's all I played.
John, are you not playing Mario Tennis?
So here's the thing. Got up today. We left the house around 11 o'clock to do errands, and I got back late for the podcast, so I have not played tennis yet.
Oh, okay.
It is upstairs. It is upstairs somewhere.
Right, yeah. I have it too. I haven't played it at all. I was surprised you hadn't played it yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping to hear from you two when you do play it, what you think of the single player stuff.
I played the demo, and it seemed good.
I want to know about the single player stuff, though. I don't care about the...
Unfortunately, I've heard the single player is not the best.
See, this is what I'm worried about.
Well, that's what I'm here for, so can't wait.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going off of like reviewers, so it could be actually good. I have not had a chance to check it out, so we'll see.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
it's reviewing at 77 on Metacritic right now, for reference's sake.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of on the fence with it, and I was like, well, you know, I kind of need a Switch game right now. I haven't played a Mario Tennis. Let's do this one. If it's bad, well, at least I have that. I can say I played some Mario Tennis. So I don't know.
Sure. What have you been playing, Sean?
So I tried out the Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
And I don't like that game.
Yeah. No, totally. I'm with you.
I find, first off, I think it's kind of ugly.
It is very ugly. Yeah.
And I hate the combat. It's so slow.
Yeah, it's weird too, because as an MMO, I feel like it fails because nothing about it feels good mechanically. And as an Elder Scrolls game, it totally fails because it doesn't have any of the nice like little intricacies of one of those like single player experiences that you would get from any of the other ones. I really don't enjoy it at all either.
Yeah, I did manage to get my character named Thaddy Newton spelled correctly and everything, which cool. I was shocked that hadn't been taken. So that was fun, but now I'm not using that character, so I guess I'm just sitting on it. But yeah, that was free because it's on Game Pass, so I tried that out, and I'm done with that.
Sure.
Although sticking with the Game Pass, I've started up the Division 1.
Okay.
And I'm enjoying that game quite a bit.
Yeah, it's fun.
So yeah, that game's Destiny, and I like Destiny a bunch.
Yeah.
So that's fun. I'm playing co-op with a buddy, so that's a good time.
Yep.
I will say that game looks real nice for having come out like 2 years ago or whatever it was now. 1 year ago, 2 years ago? Probably 2 years ago.
More than one. I was thinking 2 or 3. It's been a bit. Probably 2.
Yeah, I think it's 2. Anyways, that game still looks really nice. Yeah, and I'm having fun with that. I'm probably going to be playing more of it this weekend. Co-op's a good time. All that jazz.
Yep.
Getting some cool hats and puffy jackets.
Yep. What tree have you been going down? There's like the security, the medic one, and tech, engineer,
is the other
or
one.
whatever.
Yeah. So are you talking like skill wise or like mission wise?
Skill wise, because mission wise, you'll do all of them.
Yeah, this game is like kind of super confusing with all the stuff they throw at you. There's so many things you need to learn.
Yeah.
There's like so many crazy systems going on. At the beginning, I started with tech because it has like a really cool like grenade that you just launch in front of you and it sticks to whatever you were pointing at, and then you can detonate it whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So that was awesome because you can also just shoot it on enemies.
Yeah,
which is pretty great, and it'll stick to them.
Yep.
And then I also got like the medic one as well. I didn't care for the security one because it was like you just carry a big shield. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
That's fair. I tried the shield a little bit, and it's fine, I guess, if you're the type of person that like really likes to just like push forward all the time and put pressure on like NPCs for some reason, then it's fine. My
co-op buddy, he went with the healing one, then the security one to get something different. So it's kind of good that we have the option for either of them.
The healing one is really helpful in a lot of situations. The radar and the...
we were getting like our asses kicked over and over again.
Yeah.
Like we were going through med packs quite a bit. We had to like restart several missions, but luckily the missions will like remember where you were at.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of run back to there. I will say I'm having a good time with all the missions. There's some like kind of lame ones that you'll just like come across that are just random, and those are fine. But some of like the more story based ones, like they go through like some cool scenarios.
Totally.
With some like cool bosses and stuff. So yeah, I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it.
What level are you at?
Like 5.
Okay.
I played for like 2 hours yesterday.
No, totally. Yeah.
And I was gonna say that the base stuff, it gets pretty interesting. So like we mentioned a second ago when I was asking, are you talking skill wise or mission wise? You have to go on like, from what I've seen, again, I'm only 2 hours in. You go on like tree specific missions, so like a medical mission or a security mission or a tech mission, and those will get you points that you can then feed into upgrading those sections of your base.
Yeah.
And then you will unlock perks. So like I just did this at the very tail end of last night. What did I unlock? I unlocked one where if I use like a med kit, like real close to being dead, I'll get like invulnerable for like 10 seconds. I think that was like a medical upgrade, stuff like that. I also got another one that lets my that detonator mine I have explode wider and stronger because I went through a tech mission and had enough points there. So I kind of like that. It lets me like choose how I want to like upgrade to my like home base, despite not much having it. And they have like fun narrative ticks to like what you're doing. So for the medical one, when I unlocked that ability, it's like, oh sweet, we have a clinic now. And they like and they unlocked a room that had like 2 gurneys in it, so people could like lay down.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, and I'm pretty sure I was paying attention to the intro cutscene, is they don't really explain who the Division are, besides like, we're here to save the day, and it's like
they're the Division.
They're just the Division. Like it's just
they're
like
heroes.
That's basically it. There's like this understanding that they're the good guys and they're gonna fight the bad people. And I kept like talking to my buddy, and he's like, just as green at this game as I am. But I'm like, hang on, are there like infected zombies or something we're shooting? And it's like, no, we're just shooting like other people with guns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, then how come our like safe base, because there's like designated you're in a safe zone, how come that's not bigger? Because it's not like outside of the safe base is unsafe. The only unsafe areas are when I run over to like this very specific parking lot and there's dudes with guns. Like,
I mean,
why aren't they...
There are points where like right outside your safe area in that street, there will be like a gang that is like shooting at dudes.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, our safe base doesn't need to be this small because there's, like, infectious zombies everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like, every area is technically safe until a dude with a gun shows up. Like...
True.
I don't understand, like, what... Because there's also, like, pedestrians just walking around, and it's like, well, this block seems pretty safe. This dude's just huddling around everywhere. Like, I don't know. There's, like, the narrative isn't great. I'll say that.
Yeah, it is weird because there are literally missions there too where you are helping a squad take an area over from like bad guys essentially. And when you do, you all just like cheer. Like, what if you like made it so that when you did that, that area just like has a stronghold part now, or like something like take over the map or something. They did it in San Andreas, for Christ's sake.
Why is this place not safe? Oh, well, because there's bad guys with guns. But
Yeah.
I murdered them all. So now is this place safe? No, the safe zone is back at your home base. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
No,
There's
totally.
no infectious disease, and also there is an infectious disease. It was on the money. That's why everyone died. How come I'm not dying? Are some people immune? It didn't explain that, or I missed one key line, I guess, maybe in a cutscene, which I don't think I did. But I don't know. The Division is safe from the money virus, I guess, and as well as like a handful of pedestrians. And then there's also just kind of weird undercurrents with like, so you're saying the bad zones, the non-safe zones, are because there's dudes here with guns. But if my dudes with guns come up and murder everybody, aren't we the bad guys? All I'm asking is, are we the Walking Dead?
This is too heady for me, man. I can't deal with it.
Yeah, the Division's weird. There's this weird disconnect of like, hey, pulling left trigger and then right trigger. I'm having fun with this game.
Yeah.
But like, why am I pulling left trigger and right trigger? I'm
very excited for you to see how much is in this game for story and stuff, and what's there for endgame. So you can be as mad as I am that they just made a whole new game to actually add content.
Is there story in this game?
There's maybe 4 or 5 cutscenes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've had some cutscenes. I just currently don't really understand what I'm fighting for at the moment. Besides, we need to take back all of New York.
That's what you're fighting for.
From randos. Like, it's not even like a big bad guy. It's just, I hear there's a group with guns over there, so let's take that spot back.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see the end. It's so dumb. Anyway, yes.
It's okay. I should also say, I'm not going to this looking for a great story. I don't even go to Destiny looking for a great story. I like shooting the guys and then picking up a gun that has a few higher numbers on it, and then using that gun to shoot the other guys. And that part's fine.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is the reason I'm mad about the Division 2 having raids and them not doing anything with the endgame in this one is because I like this gameplay. I like it a lot. But there is a point in the Division 1 where there's just nothing to do anymore. There is no longer a thing, and that's a problem to me, because they should have just added something.
I guess. I'm glad they're addressing that in the sequel, at least.
Yeah, rather than just not at all. I agree.
Like, I'm hoping this is going to be a scenario of like, hey, there were some issues with the first one, and we fixed a lot of those in the second one, so the second one's going to be real good.
Yeah,
so playing this
I'm
is definitely getting me excited for Division 2.
Cool.
When's that game coming out? Is it February 22nd?
I don't know. Did they say a date? I wasn't really paying attention.
I don't know. I feel like I have a 50% chance of being right if I say February 22nd. So.
I think, we'll say February 22nd is when Division 2 is confirmed to release.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I finished up Battle Chasers Night War. That game still has the worst name.
But was it good?
I would say that game is fine. It's fine.
Ooh.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
So here's my big issues with it. That game, you need to grind, but it's designed so that you cannot grind, and here's how it works. So you have to grind to be strong enough to go through a lot of these dungeons, because they can just send some weirdly strong enemies at you, and then you're just wiped out. So you're thinking, okay, I'll go back to a weaker area. I'll level up a bit. If you go to a weaker area, if the enemies are weak enough, you don't even have to fight them if you walk near them, which is great, because you can just get to where you need to go if you're like revisiting an area, because there's lots of like kind of side quests and side bosses in previous areas. So it's awesome that I can just ignore enemies, and you can choose to fight them if you want. So let's say I'm in a scenario where I want to fight them, I want to level up, I'm trying to grind a bit. If the enemy is too weak, you won't get experience from them. You can still do the fight and get a very small amount of gold. You get no experience. Even if you like have a potion that'll give you like a bonus multiplier to your experience, if the numbers you're starting at is 0, you still get 0 when you times it by whatever the potion's giving you.
Yeah, so that's just math.
The game, it's actively trying to not have you grind, but it requires you to grind. So
does it require you to grind, though, or does it require you to actually think tactically?
No,
rather than just brute force your way.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but how would I know?
Well,
Like,
I'm asking you because I don't know.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, clearly, I'm playing as tactically as I feel like I should be.
Sure.
But if it's still not working, then I don't know if that's user error or not. I figured
Right.
I was playing correctly. I'm
Right.
not just there hitting the standard attack all the time. So
Right.
I feel like it requires you to grind. And so
Okay.
what this results in is it means you have to grind against enemies that you currently find are a struggle. So you can't have any kind of like relaxing, like, hey, I'm just gonna farm some XP against enemies I know I can beat. No, I'm gonna have one tough fight, and then I'm gonna run back to the inn and heal. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna have one tough fight, and then I'm gonna run back to the inn and heal. And then I'll come back and until you're a high enough level that you can get through some of these dungeons. That's
Okay.
kind of what it ends up being, which is a bummer. Like I like that they let you avoid enemies, but like not giving me any experience. It's like then you gotta like make these spikes in difficulty smaller. I don't know.
Okay.
It feels like
Fair.
I can't wait until this game comes out on like a new platform 1 year later than the first platforms because they'll fix a lot of these issues in the original game, right? Can't wait for it to come to Switch.
Uh,
No, so I don't know. Maybe Battle Chasers 2 because they definitely like just don't finish that story. Hard stop. They do not finish that story. Maybe Battle Chasers 2 will be like real good because they'll fix a lot of these issues I was having with it. Apart from that, though, like it's fine. There's some cool weapons. You get like ultimate attacks. There's like I enjoyed my time with it. There was just like some frustrating disconnects with that
I
game.
still love the art style for Battle
Oh,
Chasers
for sure.
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yep.
I was really hoping it would be on PlayStation Plus for free at some point so we could really continue the saga of Sean paying way too much money for this game.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I mean sooner or later, right?
Yeah.
Last thing I've been playing is Origins.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's
Oh, right,
Creed
because you're trying to
Origins.
rush through it before Odyssey.
Yeah. So I was playing this primarily the week before because I needed a game that was kind of slow for my thumb, and I play my Assassin's Creed games like just kind of get up real high on a building and shoot everyone with arrows. So I play them pretty slow.
Yeah.
I finished that first DLC. That was a fun time. I'm on to the second one. The second DLC called The Curse of the Pharaohs or something like that. It's really cool because it's a lot more like mystical in what's going on. Like there's like spirits and stuff that you're fighting. And you even go to the afterlife, which is cool. And they represent that. It's like a whole different area. And there's like ships in the afterlife that are just sailing on the ground. And there's giant scorpions in the afterlife
Okay.
that you can fight that shoot like acid at you. Like I was climbing along a wall and I was like, what the hell's hitting me? And I looked over and there's this giant ass scorpion. I'm talking like 2 times the size of Bayek. And it was like, holy shit, what the hell is that? And those things are just everywhere, man. Also in the afterlife, all the enemy guards are like those, I don't know what the Egyptian name is, like the dog-headed things, the Anubis or something. I don't know my mythology exactly.
You are correct.
Anubis is, yeah.
Anubis, yeah. So all of the enemies are like those walking dog things, which are kind of cool, and they have like this real deep, kind of mechanically voice. So yeah, it's kind of cool they get to go to the afterlife. That's fun. All the birds also have human faces in the afterlife. So that's messed up. But you can still shoot them, which is weird at that point.
Yeah, kind of.
And then in the real world, because I think there's multiple afterlife areas, like zones you're going to get to go to. I've only been to one, but I saw one little text thing implying that there'll be more. And then so in the regular world, so in the original game, there's these enemies called the Flakatai, which are like really strong enemies that are constantly hunting you. And if you go too close to them, there'll be like a big siren, like, hey, you're getting pretty close to one of these, like, keep your eye out or like take the long way around or something. They have something similar, but they're like Egyptian spirits that just like summon out of the ground and just start killing everything. So you could be like running along a path and all of a sudden this crazy spirit comes out of the ground and I got to fight this like super hard enemy. So those are fun too. It's a lot more mystical and far-fetched and definitely not set in reality. But
Yeah.
I kind of like that mix up. It's a good time. So
Cool.
playing through that, enjoying that, and then I'll finally be done with Assassin's Creed Origins,
Nice.
just in time for Odyssey to come out.
Cool.
All right, let's do some news.
Yeah, there was actually surprisingly some after E3. So
Yeah, I think like half of these at least I picked up during the E3 week, but I just wasn't going to add more to that episode. It was
Okay.
already too long.
yep, fair.
But I guess going in reverse chronological order, this morning just announced Life is Strange 2 Episode 1 is coming September 27th. There's a teaser trailer out there that shows you absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Except for the date. So, I don't know. I'm excited. Captain Awesome comes out in 4 days. That comes out Tuesday, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to play that. I'm looking forward to that. Paul, you interested in Life is Strange again?
Life is Strange 2, yes. Captain Awesome, not at all.
Well, Captain Awesome is tied to Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, I still don't care.
Okay. All right. We had some news that the Beyond Good and Evil 2 playable beta is currently being aimed for the end of 2019, so don't expect that game anytime soon.
Okay. I mean, yeah, sure. That's too bad. Kind of. Anyway.
So Valve's iOS app continuing their Steam Link app got a while back. It got denied from Apple. Wasn't quite sure why. That has since been updated, removing the ability to purchase games through it. So it seems like that was the big issue, which some people had considering looking at like stuff like the Kindle app. They weren't allowed to sell books through their app. They have to launch a web store,
Right.
which I'm assuming that's what this will do.
Sure.
So at that point, it's been updated, and no word yet if it's been approved yet. But that's the change that they're supplying Apple with. So we'll hear about that in the coming weeks, I guess. This was a big one. I actually briefly mentioned this in the last episode, but we never came back and actually talked about it.
Yeah.
But it was revealed at E3 that Fortnite on the Switch you can just plug a headset into it and you can chat with your team.
Yeah.
And you don't need to use Nintendo's voice chat app.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were talking about that app a long time ago, when we were talking about Switch stuff, I remember we were just like, why would this be a thing that you can just do it? And apparently we were right. You can just do it. Nintendo just doesn't want you to for their shit.
Right. Well, I think a while ago it even worked for Splatoon. It was
really?
accidentally turned on, or hackers were like, "Oh, it's in there. It's just turned off."
Right. Yeah, the hardware's there for it.
Nintendo just really wants you to use their app for whatever reason. Except Fortnite can get around it. What?
It was
That's
probably
weird.
in a contract they signed to be on the Switch, I would assume. Fortnite has
Maybe.
some pull, man. It's a big
sure.
thing.
For sure. I don't know. That just seems ridiculous. I hope, I hope more games are going to not need that app, because I don't want to launch that app ever. That's ridiculous.
Totally.
Also, I'm just thinking, because the online service is coming this fall. Is that going to be for all games or just Nintendo first party? Am I going to need that to play Fortnite?
Ooh, probably. Because
no.
Because you need Xbox Live.
Do you? You probably do.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it-
I mean, I haven't tried. I always have Xbox Live. So
Is there
I haven't tried.
anybody in the chat right now that plays Fortnite on PS4 without PS Plus? I'm just wondering if you need...
Or on Xbox without Xbox
Or
Live
Xbox.
Gold.
Yeah, that's fine too.
You don't need anything on PC, obviously.
Right.
So I don't know. And also, is it going to be a scenario where most games are, but Fortnite's not because it's Fortnite? I guess I don't know. Because things like Rocket League, are you going to need their online to pay for their online service for that? Because right now you don't. But I don't know.
I bet you are. I bet it's just going to be a thing that's if you want to connect with the Switch. You don't need PS Plus for free-to-play or subscription-based games on PS4, period. I guess PS Plus is a hard one, though, because there's internet without that. You can still do a lot of stuff without... PS Plus is an additional thing that you can get.
Well, you need it for multiplayer, though.
Not for subscription-based games, apparently.
Right. No, I got that. Yeah, but for most multiplayer games, your Call of Duty or whatever, you need PlayStation Plus.
No PS Plus needed for PS4. I don't know, man. Maybe it's the same. It's gonna be the same thing, where like Fortnite you won't on Switch, but for like everything else you will.
That's weird. That makes me think of like, developers are saying it's getting harder and harder to make premium games for phones that aren't just free.
Yeah.
Because the free ones just get so much of the attention and whatnot. It's like, why would anyone pay for like PS Plus for the multiplayer when there's all these other free multiplayer games they could be playing?
Well, now that free-to-play games are actually like decent and they're not just these weird like anime cash grabs.
Yeah. So, but
anymore.
like, what reason would you have except for the free games? You know what I mean? It's like, well, why should I pay for Call of Duty's online? I don't have to pay for Fortnite's online. And I love Fortnite. You know what I mean? Yeah,
no, there's definitely some truth to that. I'm wondering how that's going to work in Japan for the cloud-based gaming as well. For like PSO 2 and like Resident Evil 7 soon. If you're going to like, you just not get access to those games if you don't have Nintendo's online thing, even though you bought that game.
Well, is the Nintendo Online thing for online multiplayer or for just connecting to the online? I think it's just multiplayer. Right?
It's just multiplayer? Okay, then you'd probably be fine.
I haven't heard otherwise because there hasn't been a reason really to hear otherwise.
I guess I just want to know what the distinction is.
I can't see Capcom being like, oh, make sure you have the Nintendo Online service before you have access to our game. They're going to be like, no, you can just play our game, one fee.
Right. See, if that's the case, then I think it's probably just going to be Nintendo first-party stuff, just for multiplayer in general.
That's so weird.
I don't know. I'd like more information on it, either way. Like any information on it.
To me, that's less of a reason to get this service.
It's so cheap, though. Like, it's...
True.
At that price, it's kind of hard to even complain too much, but yeah, I don't know. I'm of two minds of it. We should move on.
Last one, there was a report Microsoft's next console is codenamed Scarlet. And they were thinking it may be planning for 2020. I have a hard time believing any dates at this point because it's so far out. But this is just the first time I've heard a code name.
Yeah.
And I thought it was worth.
I feel like the Xbox One itself, we heard about the code name for like 2-3 years before we even got like actual confirmation on what it was.
Usually we do hear the code name for a while. So that's kind of more the part where I'm like, let's focus that we have a code name now. Because who knows about these dates. Everyone keeps saying new consoles next year. And it's like, yeah, right. Like, come on. So we'll see. But Scarlet, that's the code name for the next Xbox, apparently. And that does it for the news. Let's go to our questions. If you have a question, you can send it into topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Facebook group, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. And I recall we have the episode names for this week.
We do. Do you want to start with that? We can start with that.
I already brought it. I mentioned it. Why not?
All right. So shout out again to VGC Kenny. He gave us some TDP episode names. Starting with... Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I just got a message from Steam, and it scared the bejesus out of me. April 29th, 2018. Best rock in video games.
Butt Rock, Sonic Adventure.
What? No, these...
This is a title name. The titles.
Yeah, this is not a question.
Episodes.
Although I think that was the reason. I'm glad you're always ready with a rock, John. That's great.
Yeah.
And I think that was a different rock than you said.
You never know what's needed.
Yeah.
I think someone sent in a question, what is the best rock in games? And I think we said The Rock.
I think we did too.
Probably.
Okay, let's see.
We said Geodude, because didn't it come in like twice?
Context. Paul is playing the Adventure Pals, which has a rock that can fly and fetch stuff for you. Sean claims it makes it the best rock in video games.
Okay, I was wrong. We did. I thought we got like 2 emails asking.
Maybe
what
the
best
next
one-
week after. Yeah, because I bet you said something about, like, apparently being the best rock in video games, and then people said, like, what is actually the best rock in video games?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, May 4th. She's not happy about that.
I have no idea.
Sorry, reread it.
She's not happy about that.
This was when again?
May 4th. Sorry, that is, she is not happy about that. Like, it's actually all spelled out. And I've been saying it as she's.
Were you here, John?
Yeah, I would have still been home. No, I would have gone for the Coliseum.
Okay. Then I'm going to say that I don't actually have any idea, because I have no.
I was gonna say it's the new Tomb Raider, but but I don't know.
That's
'cause
not
like I
ringing
said,
any
I was
bells.
gone.
I have no idea.
Yeah, no idea. Okay. The context was Paul was playing part-time UFO when his girlfriend asked him what that music was coming from the game. Paul then decided it would be their wedding music.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, the part-time UFO music. Oh my God,
It's good.
It's the same notes over and over for sure in different styles. I love it. May 11th, we cooked the bee.
Oh, I remember this one.
Okay, I don't at all.
John, do you remember this one?
Reread it. We cooked the bee.
The
Yeah.
bee. Yep.
I should have been home for this one, I think.
You were on it, and it was me talking to you.
Oh, right. The bees trapped in the barbecue.
Yeah. When you were gone.
At the Coliseum.
During the oh right, okay. During the runaway Coliseum, it was discovered that the grills had bees in them. In the middle of the conversation, it was suggested John and the crew cooked a bee that got in the house. I remember, actually, when you said it, I was just like, oh, that's right.
Yep.
May 18th, another museum to compete. This was something about Sean getting, I think, the SNES Classic, because they were re-releasing them, or releasing more. And then I said something about you should get it so you can be a museum to compete with John's.
Okay. I don't remember about it being about the NES Classic, but I do remember the competing with John's museum thing. Yeah.
Context was, Sean was debating whether to get an NES Mini, and Paul said to go for it, set up a museum to compete with John's, although Sean said he'd rather curate John's museum. It's all planned out, I guess. May 25th, dubs, not subs.
I think you said this something to me.
I think this was during the time where John was gone for 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have been on this one either.
Pretty sure Paul said this to me.
In what regard, though?
I don't
you're
remember
right.
You don't think I'm right?
No, I think you're very right.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to
I don't remember what it was about, though.
I'll give us a half point. Context is Paul summarizing how Sean wants Battle Chasers Night War lore as audio instead of being a bunch of text.
Oh, okay. Right, because I was coming off of God of War as well, where all those logs are great and audio logs.
Yeah. Okay, so this next one, I knew when it was said that it would be the title, like, back then, so I know what the context is, but June 3rd, Sonic and his shitty friends.
Yeah, no, I said this.
That's Sonic Racing, Sonic Team
Racing, right? It was about team racing?
How Sean describes the cast of Sonic the Hedgehog, I guess just in general.
Okay.
Oh.
But it was specific, I think we're more right. It was specifically about that.
Yeah, because I was saying, like, it's not going to have the All-Stars in it. It's just going to have Sonic and his shitty friends.
Shitty friends. Yeah. Oh, and then, is this last week? No, this is not, sorry. June 8th, you've won E3. You've won E3.
I have no idea.
I don't either. No idea.
That sounds like something I said.
Yeah, I could totally see you saying something like, you did it, you won E3.
Yeah. The hell was it the suggestion, though?
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's got to be some game that they were like, this is it. This is just the game you need to have. You've done it. You've won E3.
Yep.
It was probably we were probably joking about some battle royale game. We're like, here's some imaginary game that's gonna go with battle royale, like Smash Brothers Battle Royale or something.
Okay, context is during E3 predictions, Sean called EA's conference the most boring press conference. This prompted John to say that Sean won E3 because that's the most accurate prediction ever.
Oh, okay.
That makes
All right.
more sense.
Yeah. All right.
Half points.
And then last week's episode, the E3 episode, is E3. They don't know how to gun.
Oh, I remember this one. Do you guys remember it?
No, I don't.
It was at the very beginning. We were talking about Battlefield 5, and I was saying, and we were making fun of all like the women hate.
Yeah, women don't know how to
saying
gun. Yeah.
I said they didn't have like enough fingers to use a gun and stuff.
Didn't have enough fingers. Okay, the context is John making fun of people upset by the fact that Battlefield 5 lets you play as a female. They don't know how to gun.
Wait, did that one say John was making fun of it?
I mean, we were all making fun of it, but he said that line.
That was my joke. Excuse
Okay.
you.
The fingers one was your joke.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. So thank you very
All right,
much for sending
I'll take
those
this
in.
first email from Eduardo. What is the best twin stick shooter?
Oh. Okay. Like, what are you going for with your twin stick shooter? Because they have.
I made a game with zombies in it because of the song. No, Geometry Wars. I'm gonna say.
I was gonna say Geometry Wars.
For like a score attack thing for sure, but like, would you consider like Hotline Miami that style too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
would
I guess
consider
that is a twin stick shooter.
But I
Okay.
still think Geometry Wars is better.
Hotline Miami by far, not even close. But there's like, that's why I'm saying like, what are you
John,
even
Geometry
for?
Wars 1 or 2?
2.
See, I think 2 is a better game, but there's like a purity to 1 that is just so good.
Yeah, no, I
good-
think I like the other modes in 2. I think that's
Okay.
my thing. I would say 3, but I didn't spend enough time on it.
I think 3 is a little forgettable with like its levels and stuff.
So like stuff of Sunny is saying, isn't Isaac a twin shooter-ish? Like that's just what I'm getting at is where do you draw the line? If it's score attack, then like Geometry Wars is definitely the way to go. If you
I
want,
think if the left stick is move and the right stick is shoot, it's a twin stick
it's
shooter.
fine. Okay. In that case, like Nuclear Throne is really good as well. Beat Hazard is fun if you just want like something to listen to music to and maybe fry your brain with colors and lights.
Anything by
I'm trying to remember their name too. The Nex Machina guys.
yeah, Resogun, Nex
Yeah,
Machina,
Resogun. Yeah.
Housemarque,
Yeah.
which they said they're not making those kind of games anymore, unfortunately, because they don't sell. Yeah, they make great stuff. What was that one where you're in a car? It was on like Xbox Live Arcade. And you're like driving around and had co-op. Oh man, it's gonna
Are you
bug
talking
me.
about the Doritos one with the
No.
dinosaur?
No,
Not
okay.
Harm's Way.
Okay.
It's just not Harm's Way.
Harm's Way. Yeah.
Oh, and you could you were like driving around like tropical areas, and you were shooting helicopters and stuff. Man, what was that game called? Anyway, that's a good one too. But I'm gonna stick with Geometry Wars 1 is the best.
I really wish I knew which one you were talking about because that sounds dope.
Yeah, maybe the
Shooting
chat will
helicopters.
remember.
Yeah.
Second question from Eduardo: what is the most mainstream game of all time?
Of all time? Oh my god.
Tetris.
Probably. Does
I was gonna say
Mario?
Mario.
Yeah, like
Mario's also a pretty strong contender.
most mainstream. Like everybody knows Mario.
I think I would go with just original Mario. Like Super Mario Bros. 1.
Okay.
What about Minecraft?
You might be right. It's just hard to know because Mario was during my time period of people talking about games, like in the schoolyard.
Sure.
So Minecraft is probably that now, right?
Yes, that's what I'm wondering. Like if you
or
have a kid,
Fortnite now.
if you have a kid in grade 1,
Yeah.
Which one do you think they know more about? Mario, Fortnite, or Minecraft?
That's what I'm wondering. I think Mario still. Mario has like stood the test of time just as a mascot in general. So
Right. And I guess if we're saying mainstream, we can't just be looking at kids. We have to consider like people our age
Everybody.
and older as well. So I think it has to be Mario.
It has
Tetris
to be.
is definitely up there too, but I still think Mario. Like people play more Mario games.
I think so too. Yeah.
Did you guys see that commercial that Nintendo or Xbox, can't remember, I guess they both put out for Minecraft on the Switch, the new Minecraft update yesterday?
No.
So they put out this one where it shows a kid playing Minecraft on his Switch, and it shows a woman playing Minecraft on her Xbox, and they're playing together. And then at the end of it, it's like play together, create together, survive together. And it's like green and red, like just super blatant.
I did see this actually. I saw just a gif of that part.
I saw the
though.
screenshot.
Yeah.
Super like, whoa, what, like they are just like hammering Sony now.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, clearly the Fortnite stuff, that there had to have been like a meeting at Sony, right? They must have had a meeting about it.
They're still probably having meetings.
Oh,
about
no.
it.
Yo, you're missing something big here. Did you see that today Sony announced a PS4 bundle for Fortnite?
Yes.
Really? I did not see this.
It's like an exclusive skin.
And like 500 like in-game currency or whatever it is.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that was probably
tone
planned,
deaf
like
a
weeks
little
ago,
bit.
right?
Yeah, that feels tone deaf now though.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Someone should have probably like halted the horses a bit. Do you think, like, okay, cross-platform with Sony, it has to be coming, right? Like, it has to, whether it's soon or it's like 8 years from now, right? Eventually, it'll just happen, right?
I don't think so. Sony,
Really?
like, it would be smart, but Sony as like the leaders in console, I don't think so. Why would they?
I think it has to be coming. What do you think, John?
You think that they're gonna? They got to do something about this.
They have to do something. I don't think they'll just allow crossplay. If anything, they'll unlock accounts.
I think I think all they'll do is just unlock crossplay on just this game.
On
I can
Fortnite?
see that. Okay.
What about Minecraft?
I think that's
No.
what'll happen on just Fortnite.
I think maybe it's the next console or what? I think it's going to happen.
Okay.
You think it's gonna be the next generation?
And I think actually I think Fortnite was the straw that broke the horse's back, and I wouldn't be surprised if
It might be.
like I think it'll start with unlocking the accounts.
Yeah.
But I feel there's no way for us to know if Fortnite was the one that did it, because it's not going to be like the next big game that'll just do it. But I do think it'll have to happen eventually. Like they're getting bad press everywhere. To the point like that Sony's not allowing it is super mainstream because it's Fortnite, right? Because Fortnite's so big.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But I think Fortnite was the one that broke the back.
I think you might be right. I don't think Sony's going to go that easily, though. I think they'll fight it for a while. But I think you're right. It needs to go that way. It's been needing to go that way for fucking years. But yeah, I do agree that if ever there was a time where it's just like, you know what? People can just play together, because why not? It's now, because Fortnite really rocked the boat with that.
Right.
For sure.
But anyways, I would definitely recommend looking up that commercial. It's like super short, but just to kind of see like that survive together part at the end, like, damn. Oh. Some console war stuff right there. That is just some console war stuff.
Yep.
All right, John, you want to get this one from Steven?
All right. Steven writes in and says, I'm on the wrong spot. Sorry. I have 2 questions for the podcast. Question 1, with the debate I have seen recently, I want to know, which do you think is better? Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time or Link to the Past? I mean, the question you have literally asked is, do you like 3D Zelda or 2D Zelda?
So my answer is Link to the Past, because I like 2D Zelda, and that hit at the time. That was important for me as a kid.
The actual answer is Link's Awakening, but yes, 2D.
Sure.
You like Link's Awakening more than Link to the Past?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's easy.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also not one of the options here.
Yeah. Yeah, out of the 2, Link to the Past. I prefer 2D Zelda.
I would go Ocarina.
Fair, yeah.
That's fair.
And that lines up.
My second one is, do you think the fan theory that Link is dead in Majora's Mask is true? BS. It's BS.
It's BS, but I love it.
I mean, I think all of Zelda's story is just kind of bullshit. And trying to tie them together is ridiculous.
It's just high fantasy video game stuff. You don't need it to make sense. It's fine. Fan theories are fun.
For sure. All right, Paul, you're next.
Senran Kagaruib says, do you feel Splatoon 2 / Mario Kart 8 / ARMS should have an exception to needing Nintendo Online? These games were free to play online for so long, sucks to throw a paywall onto them a year later. No, they should probably not. If that's the reason why Nintendo is doing this thing is specifically because those games are going to be the ones that will make them the money right away.
Yeah, it is still weird having a feature and then putting it behind a paywall.
It's true, but it's been a couple years at this point, or I guess it will for some of those. It'll be about a year at least of free content.
Yeah,
and they have issues online. This is also theoretically to fix those issues. I feel if it fixes the issues, it sucks, but it's worth it.
I feel like they've said that.
What issues do you think it's going to fix? Do you have an example?
Disconnections.
Because I could definitely see a scenario where it's literally just a paywall to get access to what you were playing.
It is more than likely going to just be a paywall.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But I mean, that's business.
Yeah.
Because if it was the other way, and Nintendo was then using that to fund those developers, are they going to give Epic some money to help them out with Fortnite if Fortnite has a weird issue? No way, right?
I mean, Fortnite already has all of their network stuff worked out.
But I'm just using that as an example.
An indie with online? Yeah, probably. Why not? They should, I think, but we'll see, I guess. I don't know. Also, as Ledmere Knight's saying, I guess it would put a halt to some hackers for a while. Just being able to actually shut people down.
Sure, yeah, it'll stop hackers because they'll need to purchase that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I feel like they wouldn't fund that money. They'd be like, that's your publisher's job. Ubisoft is publishing you. Ask them for money to fix your online infrastructure. We're just the platform holder.
It's also a way for them to keep some control with a lot of the Switches that are out in the wild. There's that exploitation where people can just put emulators and shit on it now that was found out. And if you have to pay for online, they can just make sure that you have a legit OS and all that stuff. It's just another form of control.
I mean, if you want, that already gets taken care of because they have system updates, right? If you want to connect your thing to the internet in any way, they're going to see that. Paying for the service or not.
Honestly, I just feel that that's y'all allowed this with Xbox Gold. That's just business. And frankly, Nintendo's how much they're asking is kind of fucking nothing. Especially for $35, you can get 8 people in your family a month.
Yeah, right. That's they do have a lot less games at the moment, though. So you're getting less games to play, and you're getting what's their free game? It's one free game a month or every 3 months.
I thought it was 10.
Is it 10?
The Nintendo service?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they said it was 10.
Oh, I thought it was way less. I don't remember. They haven't talked about it.
It's 10 NES games there's 20 NES games in the library or something like that, and 10 rotate in or out. I don't know what they've actually said.
I thought maybe they started with a big number, but then they lowered it down to
that might actually be it. But again, they've barely talked about this, so
someone else in the chat's also saying they thought it was 20, so maybe that's the case. That just seems like a lot. I don't know. Anyways, I was gonna say I thought you got one game versus Gold gets you 4 games plus gets you 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm glad the Nintendo one is cheaper.
And I'll just be completely transparent. I don't care about any of Nintendo's online stuff currently. So I don't care about Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8, or ARMS online. So it doesn't affect me.
No, a number of people are saying that the 20 NES games, and only 10 have been revealed. So I guess I'm just wrong.
Smash, however, I will want to play that online. that one is gonna be like, well, I guess I'm gonna get it now for sure.
Right. Yeah, so I guess the stance is just like, hey, consider yourself lucky that you got it for this long. That thing was supposed to come out earlier, so you got it for longer than first announced.
Yep.
I think there is still something weird to like, hey, we have this feature, now it's behind a paywall. And that makes you just think of like our Patreon, as that was one thing we chose not to do, was put any old features behind the wall, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is something we've had discussions about behind the scenes for sure, doing this sort of thing, so.
All right, next question from the Dark Boko. So is Nintendo still holding the fun hostage, or does that role fall to Sony now?
No, Sony's holding your money
this is
hostage.
in relation to like the Fortnite
It took
stuff.
me a second to realize what this is referring to.
Yeah. I think it's amiibos are still prevalent.
I don't think they're holding the fun hostage now, because now they've got a mobile console, so now technically you're taking it with you.
Yeah.
Right. I think also the hostage part was we assumed there was going to be like actual DLC tied to the amiibos, and that was the hostage part. And we've seen amiibos are basically useless except on your shelf.
Yeah.
So I think Sony can, in my opinion, Sony is now holding the fun hostage in the form of your Epic account.
I mean, they're theoretically holding like your purchases hostage, which is far worse.
So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, John, you're up.
Okay, next up comes to us from One Press LP. Do you think developers may avoid releasing games on PlayStation in the future if Sony keeps saying no to cross-platform play, maybe in the next few years for big online games? Now, this is the thing. There's not that many games that take advantage of this yet. So it's not going to happen for a few years. And if Sony eases up on it, then it's a non-issue.
Yeah, I mean, I know two games, and it's Minecraft and Fortnite, right?
Yeah, Rocket League.
Okay, Rocket League, sure.
Yeah, and then there's like the ones that have like part crossplay, like Street Fighter V with the PC version,
right?
And just like little things like that. But like, I don't think there's enough cross-platform games that this is going to be an issue yet. But if the more companies that see this actually happening, like crossplay being viable, the more it will probably start happening, and then Sony will be in trouble. But until then,
it's going to take a while. But if Sony has the money to pay developers to exclusively, like, money's way more important to developers. It's just the way it is.
I don't think it's going to slow developers down at all, because the PlayStation is still winning, because they have the most out there. So as a developer, if anything, you probably want it on Sony first, because the install base is the highest.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Yeah. So I don't think it would have to change so drastically before people thought differently.
It looks like it might. Like, it pissed a lot of people off. So
right. I still think it's going to happen eventually, and I could see that happening before I hear any developer saying, "Hey, we heard about this crossplay stuff, so we just decided not to go Sony."
Yep.
Is it Paul or me?
Me.
I think it's Paul.
It is. Yep. VGC Kenny wrote in and said, "I've been considering getting a PS4 for a while now, and as a Kingdom Hearts fan, that issue is now at the forefront. However, recent events have appeared to sour Sony's reputation. I don't necessarily care about Fortnite, but Sony itself is being questionable. Should I still get a PS4, or should I try the Xbox One instead?" So, my thing here is that as somebody who plays primarily on PC, I will never get an Xbox One, because all of the stuff I would want to play on it is out on PC. If you ever plan on getting a gaming PC, get a PS4. But I think, like, what are your friends playing?
He's wanting a console here. Well, those are the options he gave.
Yeah, so if you're going to get a console, what do your friends have? First and foremost, because that's the most important thing, to play games with your friends.
No, I think the first and foremost question should be, what system has the games that you care about? If they're exclusives, then that should be priority one. And if there's not exclusives, then it's a non-issue.
All right, so Kingdom Hearts is coming to Xbox. So
Yeah,
right.
that part's solved.
It sounds like this is the
you have
only
to play that
game
no
he
matter
cares
what.
about, though. Because otherwise he would have gotten one by now, I assume?
And he does say that he's been kind of broke because of being a college student.
Right. So the PlayStation 4, it gets all those bonus ones with crazy names that we talked about. So there's that benefit to it. Although maybe you would have already played those if you're a fan, especially if Kingdom Hearts is a system seller to you, which it sounds like it is.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, I think Game Pass is such a good deal
It's so good.
that I would say Xbox.
Yeah.
Because like no matter what price you're going to put, like even if you're looking at, sure, Sony has a lot of great exclusives coming up. Spider-Man, Last of Us, Death Stranding, that's going to be the next, probably year and a half, maybe 2 years of when those 3 ones come out. Ghost of Tsushima, those all look great. But for the price of like all those games, you get access to like 100, 200 Xbox games for 2 years or whatever. It's $10 a month. Or it's $30 for 6 months if you get some of those deals. I think Game Pass is just such a strong contender. And you get all of the first-party Xbox stuff that does come out. So you're going to get Forza, you're going to get Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, you're going to get whatever is going to be coming.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you like the games on Sony more, I think this is like a quantity over quality thing. And
it could be. Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't know. I guess it kind of comes down to like, I would like 10 games that I'm like pretty into over one game that I love. I would probably go with that.
I would go with the one game I love.
Okay.
Frankly. But yeah.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to say about this. We're eventually just going to forget about this shit happened to Sony in the first place. It's going to happen.
Sure. Yeah.
Because everyone ragged on Microsoft at the beginning of the console generation. Now we've all forgotten that even happened.
Yep.
Time heals all wounds, whatever you want to call it. Just go with whatever you feel like. I'd almost say go with your initial gut check at this point. But weigh the pros and cons of the systems and then just go for it.
Yeah, look at the exclusive list for sure. And
someone also mentions real quick, the whole what system do my friends have thing is the problem with Sony. So maybe that's not the best option to use for weighing them between the two.
So playing with your friends is not a good reason to get something. Got it.
Right. Well, I'm just saying if that was one of the reasons, like
I think they're referring to the whole Fortnite thing is one of the.
Just because Sony's using it as weaponry doesn't mean that it's a bad thing to consider.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not saying a PS4 is bad to consider. Yep. All right, that does it for questions. If you want to send questions for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, @TDP Podcast, on Twitter, the Facebook group, the Discord channel, and John's P.O. Box. What's your games of the week?
Metal of Chaos.
I mean, I'll just say Yoku's was last week and The Crew was this week because that's all I played last week and this week. So.
And I'm going to give it to Battle Chasers.
Cool. All right. That's surprising, kind of.
Well, no, I still enjoyed it. I was just kind of my final thoughts is what I was getting at.
Okay, fair. Fair enough.
Quick bit of housekeeping. The poll for July's TDP Plus game is live at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll quickly read off the 4 options. Sonic Adventure 2.
Wait, what?
Right?
Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Forgotten Anne, and Runner 3. Those are your options. So if you're a Patreon backer at any level, you can go vote for what we'll play through and talk about at the end of July. And next week we'll be doing our Rage cast after the show. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, that's the show. We'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Later, everybody.
Bye.